So finally, a couple questions we ask all the actors that we interview. Tell us, what was your very first acting experience that made you decide you wanted to become an actor?
Hmm. Well, I mean, it was before I had any acting experience that I had made that decision. It was inspired by Paul Newman and the movie Cool Hand Luke. I stayed home and skipped church one day, I think feigning illness, and Cool Hand Luke was playing on TBS, and I watched that movie, and I was probably about 13 or 14 at this time, and watching a guy who was the epitome of masculinity and so good looking and so charismatic, and then watching the emotional beats that he plays in that movie when he finds out his mother dies and he's playing Plastic Jesus on the little guitar and he starts to cry. And I just was fascinated by the emotion and how he was able to make that so authentic. And that really started my exploration into what acting was. I had my mom take me to a library. I got books by Uta Hagen and Stanislavski, and I started reading about what acting actually was. I grew up in Delaware. I come from a lower middle class family. We had no connections to Hollywood whatsoever. But that's when I decided that this is something that I thought I might want to do with my life. And as far fetched as that seemed, I was determined to pursue it, and then it was a long, circuitous path before I ever actually got to do anything of substance. I did, Nintendo commercials and, you know, uh, what do you call them? Industrial films like about litter, like about cleaning up the turnpike in Jersey or whatever. And then I ended up on the soap opera One Life to Live when I was 17 years old. And I played the first gay teenager in television history in that project, which was pretty groundbreaking in 1992. It was very groundbreaking in 1992. And then the response that I got from playing that part and the fan letters written to me by gay teenagers or their family members who found this role as a point of connection within their lives led me to start thinking that you can actually have an impact in some ways doing, there's a lot of silliness, there's a lot of emptiness in Hollywood and in entertainment, but there are things that can really affect people, in certain movies that I've done, even like Crash, or like where there's movies I've been done where people could say, you don't know what this means to me, or, even stuff like Cruel Intentions, like that has stood the test of time for 25 years. People are still discovering it and revisiting it. And those things are satisfying.
Yeah.